six-legged dog with two genital organs born in northeastern Brazil has local residents scratching their heads. The puppy named Phenomenon was born to a Great Dane mother and a father of unknown breed. He is one of a litter of 7 and the only one suffering from the unusual physical afflictions. The owners, a family who live in a shanty town in the northeastern city of Recife, said they don't want to keep the dog because veterinarians have told them it has little chance of survival. As canoes laden with people and goods gather on Colombia's Pato River every few days, a small group of men prepare for the arduous work of hauling the loads, including some of the humans on their backs deep into the densely forested jungle of western Colombia's remote Choco region. Known as paseros or porters, these human transporters are descendants of African slaves who have for generations relied on their strength and their knowledge of the uneven terrain to carry human and non-human cargo on their backs. They lumber along with shoulders slumped and loads strapped to their foreheads, survivors of a trade that dates back at least 200 years. Trudging through steep ravines and muddy jungle passes, Jose Marco Palecchio carries a passenger in a wooden chair on his back. Palecchio, a muscle-bound man, is one of Colombia's last paseros, a legacy the father of 11 hopes not to pass on to his children, wanting for them to get ahead, to study hard, and to not follow the path he has led. But in this area of intense poverty and few schools, children as young as 7 accompany their pasero fathers, carrying lighter loads. Palecchio, who took over from his father as a pasero at age 14, said he charges between $2 and $68 depending on the load, which normally consists of food, cooking oil, beer, or construction materials. The 8-mile trek between the villages of Pato and Pai de Pato takes Palecchio up to 2 hours, leading him through thick rainforest. He wades through rivers, machete in hand to cut through vegetation. Passengers, many of them sick or old people who cannot walk, are carried on chairs strapped by vines to the paseros' foreheads. Palecchio, whose forehead is covered in bruises from the toil, said he has frequent pains in his back and limbs, but has never been to a doctor. Although a smattering of paseros still operate in the remote regions, the trade has faded over the years. The number of paseros is slowly dwindling as roads and bridges improve. But because of the region's dense vegetation and rivers, some continue with the trade. German explorer and naturalist Alexander von Humboldt, in a trip to Colombia at the beginning of the 1800s, described the paseros in many of his writings and drawings. At the time, many of them were Indian or African slaves who transported European travelers or colonial masters. More than 200 years after Humboldt visited this Andean nation, there are still about 20 paseros.